started with 10, and there are 3 photographers left competing for a chance to win over $25,000 in cash and prizes. Today's challenge is 5 light creative portraits. Are they up for the challenge? Let's see what they can do.
I'm super out of my element.
5 lights is a lot.
Hey Siri, set timer, 12 minutes.
I'm either gonna get it in Lightroom and freak out, or I'm gonna have something amazing.
Oh gosh.
Today, 1 photographer is going home. Who will it be? Welcome to the Creator Series. Today we're here at the Abbott in Kansas City. Competitors, today's challenge is 5 light creative portraits using the Canon R5 and the Westcott lighting system. At stake for the series winner, over $25,000 in cash and prizes from Canon, H&H Color Lab, BackgroundTown, and Westcott. For this challenge, you will have 12 minutes to set up and complete your challenge. So a little bit different than we've been doing in the past. After you complete your challenge, you will hand me your card and return to the lounge. Once every competitor has completed their challenge, your cards will be returned and you'll have 30 minutes to select and edit your images. And finally, the challenge winner will hang in the H&H Wall of Fame and move on to the final. Today's challenge is 5 light creative portraits, and the winner of today's challenge will take home a 30 by 40 matte acrylic print valued at over $562. Before we get started, for our viewers at home, we've put together a little set of prizes for you as well. Win a free ticket to ShutterFest 24 and ShutterFest Plus, our 4-day photography conference, and a free FJ80, FJ200, and trigger from Westcott. Click the link below, enter to win, and after episode 7, 1 lucky winner will be selected. Now, back to our competitors. The final 3. Are you guys pumped? It's been a wild ride for some of you guys, but the journey for one of you will end today. Today's model is Jordan Wilson. Good luck. Let's see who goes first. What you grab? 3,
Take it.
2,
I'll take it.
Number
I'll take
1.
it all day.
All right, let's talk about what the winner of today's challenge wins. They win a 30 by 40 matte acrylic from H&H Color Lab. And the matte acrylic is hands down one of my favorite additions. Just matte in general, I think looks so classy on a wall. And look, I got sucked into like the high gloss prints, high gloss metals, high gloss acrylic. But then as we started putting them up in our homes, in any room where there's any kind of like light source, it's just too reflective and it kind of steals from the image. And so now all the labs are adding matte to their offering, and I love it. And so this matte acrylic that they're gonna win today, you can see on camera, I hope you can, we've got these huge lights next to us, and this just still looks stunning. I can still see the highlights and the shadows without too much reflective interference in it. So this is one of those things as you continue to elevate your brand, elevate your business, that you're gonna wanna have in your product offering. Let me give you the details of the product. Acrylic prints from H&H. These face-mounted prints are fused to acrylic and give photographic quality and continuous tone to our acrylic products. Vivid color with depth and intricate details provide an amazing modern look that radiates beauty and style and offers an elegant option to display your images. Choose a matte or glossy finish. They're available in sizes from 8 by 10 to 40 by 60. One thing worth noting about acrylics is not all acrylics are created equally. What do I mean by that? Some acrylic manufacturers will print directly on acrylic, and at the end of the day, it does not have the same color gamut as a photographic print. And so these acrylics from H&H Color Lab, they are printing a photographic print and then adhering that to an acrylic, and it has much greater color depth, and you can tell the difference side by side. Something to consider. You always get what you pay for. Want a chance to win H&H's featured product today? Go down into the description, click on the link, and head over to our website. There, you'll enter to win, and every week, someone will win the featured product from H&H.
Okay, trying to figure it out. 5 lights is a lot, but I'm gonna calm down and give you my plan. I want to have something very high fashion. She's a beautiful model. I'm gonna have 2 of the strip banks pointing at her. I'm gonna start with my natural lights, my normal lights, and then I'll try to add gel if I have time. But I want 2 of my lights hitting her from the back. I'm gonna have a light overhead, just filling her face as my main light. And then I want to have a light in the back, kind of highlighting the backdrop. And then I'm gonna figure out the other 2 lights and see what I'm gonna do with those. But that's my plan. Or I can use a reflector as my 5th light. So that's my plan. I'm gonna take a deep breath and try to execute it to the best of my ability. Wish me luck.
All right, what lens we going with for this?
I think I want the 72 to 200.
Okay. little bit of compression on it.
Yep.
Got plenty of room here. All right, so talk to me. What are we doing for your 5-light setup?
My main light, I want an overhead, so I'm torn between this one and the umbrella. But I wanted to kind of even that light.
Okay.
So I want it to come above.
Okay, so we want the first light from above firing down. Do you want it to be softer?
I want it to be a soft light.
You know, let's try the umbrella. I wouldn't normally do that, but I think firing into the umbrella, that'll maybe soften it. What's next?
And then I want 2 strip banks pointing
Edge lights?
edge lights.
Okay, so we'll have them in the corners.
Okay. And then I want a backlight to
Hit the
hit
background.
the background.
That's 4.
That's 4. I think I may use this one or
Where?
use this one in the front.
Okay, I like that to push in, right? So we're casting shadows.
And it doesn't have to be as bright.
Well, we'll balance that out, right? Okay, so why don't we go with the beauty dish up front, put the umbrella up top. I like that. 2 edge lights with the 1x4 rapid boxes, and then 1 light we'll put just lighting up the background. Margot, we got to pick your background.
Okay.
All right, so from BackgroundTown, we're going to use Annie's Luxe Olive. You ready?
Yeah,
You got this?
I got it.
All right. Hey Siri, set timer, 12 minutes.
All right.
Let's get going, girl. Time check, 5 minutes.
Awesome.
Wow. So you watched a YouTube video before you came out?
This is insane.
This is beautiful. You have 3 minutes. There's no more time for light changes.
Okay.
Focus on the shot. "15 seconds. I mean, you were panicking 2 minutes ago.
Okay, go straight. Go
All right.
straight like this, right there.
5 seconds.
Straight up.
Time, 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 time.
Holy.
Great job, Jordan.
That was freaking awesome. You, the model, she's freaking hot. She's gorgeous.
But you want to give a special shout out to the grips.
The best assistant on set is Brody.
What?
He's amazing.
What?
He's patient. He doesn't talk back.
Oh.
He do what he's asked. So with the shot, I had 2.5 seconds to come up with a plan. She had great shoulders and collar, and I want to highlight those areas. So I was able to have the 2 lights kind of kissing her shoulder, and I had like a light filling the backdrop. I had a C-stand, I had a light, an umbrella overhead, kind of making sure it filled and softened the look. And then I had like another octa on my right, kind of like just making sure the image stayed soft and it spoke to the boudoir high fashion that I was going for. And then I added a reflector, number 6. Okay, wish me luck. Hopefully it was enough to take me to the next round. Mwah.
All right, let's talk about some of the modifiers the creators have been using. One of them, as a photographer, I never really started using this until I got to use it at a demo. This is a 3x4 softbox, so it's incredibly large, and it's gonna have a big light source, right? And so if you want soft light sometimes, you want larger light sources closer to your subject. And so something like this, you can see in proximity to me, is an enormous light source. And right, you've got the ability for scrim and inner baffling, so it'll soften it up even more. You could obviously remove the outer scrim, remove the inner baffling. That's gonna change the reduction of the stops of light and then the overall softness. And then if you want to put a grid to make it a little more focused, you can do that as well. But this is one of those things where if you're looking for a large light source, typically everybody's mind goes to octaboxes, which are great light sources, a beauty dish, great light source. But this 3x4 is enormous. It collapses down very easy. Actually, let me show you that. So if I want to break this down, all I got to do is reach in. This ends up going in a bag, ready to travel, throw it in your trunk, you know, put it on a shelf in your studio. Very, very easy to use and break down. There's a lot of other manufacturers whose softboxes are horrific to work with. You got poles that you're trying to snap into place. So Westcott has done an incredible job with their entire light modifier system to allow easy breakdown, setup. You've seen what's going on in the Crater series. We do not have time to be messing around with gear. So consider adding this to your kit. Did really good. Proud of you. Listen to me. You're a very talented photographer. You have got to get to learn the basics, right? You can't let this stuff overwhelm you. Like, you had a really good vision. I only saw back a camera, but they look incredible, right? So take this, learn from it, and be like, here's areas where I need improvement, because what's in your head is amazing. You just got to learn how to put it on the canvas, all right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, one down. All right, Chris, you ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
All right, let's go, baby. Let's do it.
So I'm super out of my element. I don't think I ever shoot with more than maybe 3, maybe 4 lights. So 5 lights is something that's new. So I have to be true to myself. I have to make the dish that I would make in my own kitchen, and then just be happy with that, and then add the garnish a little bit and just build on what I know that I can do. So that's my plan. Her skin tone's great. She's got this colorful scarf, this colorful, great copper dress. I want to add some blue color to complement the copper. So I'm gonna add some rim light there. I'm gonna try to add some blue in the shadows, light up the background a little bit, and then just give a beautiful beauty dish, which is my bread and butter, right on her face. So that's my 5 lights.
All right, Chris, what are we doing for glass?
I've been favoring the 85, but I'm gonna shoot this at f8. And I don't want to get stuck in that 85, so I think I'm going to go with the 70-200 just to give me a little bit of leeway.
Okay, perfect. Let's talk lighting. Let's build it out. What's going to be the main light?
Main light is a beauty dish,
Okay.
0.5 on her.
Okay.
I'm going to have a fill.
What are we using for fill?
Is there a smaller octa than this?
We have a medium octa
Yeah,
that we
it's
can
a
use.
medium.
It'll be about the same size as the beauty dish.
Yeah, that's
okay.
good. That's
That's
good.
your main fill.
Yeah, my main and fill.
Okay.
I want 2 umbrellas to
Okay.
rim her, and then I want 1 gridded light, probably that 200 grid on the background.
Can we use the
Oh, yeah,
80?
Yeah,
I think that's more than enough power.
Okay.
Just to reiterate, make sure we're in sync. Main light is going to be the Manny Ortiz beauty dish.
Yep.
Second light is going to be the Octa medium.
Uh-huh.
Okay. 2 edge lights will be 2 white umbrellas, and then the FJ80 for the background light.
Yes, I need blue on the umbrellas, blue on the fill, and teal on the background.
Okay, so 3 blue.
3 blue, 1 teal.
All right, we'll make it work. Let's go pick a background.
Okay. With the colors that I want and the copper in her dress, I think this is going to complement well.
I got to do my job as a tech here.
Okay.
How are we going to get blue
You're right.
to
You're right.
show up on that? So hold on, Chris. Don't just abandon ship. I like where you're going with the colors.
Yeah.
So why don't we just abandon blue and work with the colors, and then add blue if you think it needs it?
Yes.
You with me on that?
Yeah. No reason to add the spice if
Yeah.
it's already there.
Yeah, because I think your brain's already going in the right direction. The color palette she's wearing goes incredible with wavy wood, which has been my dark horse favorite backdrop that nobody has picked. So I'm very excited to see this picked. So I think we go with that first, and then we can always add color later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start your timer now. Okay?
So the backdrop's not even up yet.
Well, lights aren't even in place. So trust me, the backdrop will be up before our lights. Hey Siri, set timer, 12 minutes.
Love that.
20 seconds.
Sure.
Better get that full dress, Chris. 5 seconds.
1, 2, 3.
3, we're good? Time.
You are
Pressure.
a beast.
Thank you.
I'm catching my breath still. Just the speed of getting stuff in and out. And I know probably like in a commercial setting when you got clients looking at your screen, you got to move fast. I'm not used to that working with seniors. They'll hang out all day. But
Yeah,
when you're
exactly.
working with big time clients, they need it fast. So that was the fastest I think I've ever worked. It really went as best as I possibly could have expected to go, as far as starting with 1 light, building. It's easy to think 5 lights and you want to just throw all the 5 lights in there because you have to. It's like composing music. You have to individually look at each instrument before you can create the melody that you're looking for, and I think we got it.
All right, BackgroundTown, official sponsor of Creator Series Season 2. They've been bringing the heat with their discounts, so they're continuing here, but they've gotten less and less from episode 1 now through episode 6. If you act during the week of this broadcast, get 35% off site-wide any background you want. One I want to feature for you is the Magnolia Wish. So of course, all of these are fleece, they travel easy, they fold up. I don't want to say they're wrinkle-free, they're not, but they're not going to get wrinkled very easily. If you're storing them properly or just traveling with them, they are going to come out. You've seen them on the show. They're all on hangers, and when we drop them, they look beautiful. But the Magnolia Wish, I think, is one worth talking about. Seniors, children. The reason I would do that is because it's very high key. A lot of whites, a lot of grays, and you can do a very nice high key, ethereal style portrait with this, and I think it'll photograph incredibly well. So maybe one you might want to consider. So BackgroundTown, take advantage of that special 35% off site-wide during the week of the broadcast. If you're watching after that first week, go into the description, click on the link, and you'll see all our vendor specials listed out on our website. All right, so we've been talking about this in your other shoots. You get stuck. I felt like you almost got stuck.
Yeah.
But then you kept moving.
Yeah.
Did that feel better?
It does. Yeah. It's, you're doing it and you're trying to perfect it. It's like, stop, look at it. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Slow down. I have not seen any of your pictures because you were moving so damn fast, but I am excited to see what you got. So good job. 2 down. This is what we're putting on camera. Sugar all over your face. Eating donuts, doing the dance.
This is how you decompress.
Ah, well, let's get going, girl. Here we go. Final one.
So my plan is lots and lots of color. Every light's gonna have a gel. So hopefully this will work, because if it doesn't, it's gonna be a muddy mess, but we're gonna go for it. I'm gonna use red, blue, and yellow. And I'm gonna have a yellow background. I'm going to have blue rim light around her. And then I'm gonna use the optical and I'm gonna put a red gel on it, and we're just gonna have a nice slice of color down her face.
All right, Laura, tell me, what are we doing for glass?
Let's do the 2870.
2870, good call. Give me a little heads up on what you're thinking for lighting.
I'm gonna do 2 yellow gels on the background.
Any kind of softbox? We going bare bulb?
Bare bulb. So I wanted to do a yellow on one side and a CTO on the other to kind of give it an orangey yellowy kind of a feel.
So this combo?
Yeah, so one on one side and one on the other.
You got it. Are we firing these on the background or on edge light for her?
On background.
On background, okay. So we'll go with these 2 here. Perfect. Think you're doing the optical?
I am doing that.
Are we doing it on her face or on the background?
On her face. So what I did for the in camera, where I had the slice of light,
Yeah.
I want to do that real tight across her face in red.
So a vertical stripe
Yeah, like a,
in red.
yeah.
Okay. So we'll put a red gel on this. That's easy enough. So that's 3 lights.
And then I want the 2 1x4 strip boxes. And do we have blue gels we could do for both of them?
We have blue gels for both of those.
Okay. And that's gonna be a rim light on each side of her.
I just want to reiterate what we're doing here. Main light is going to be the optical spot. 2 background lights, bare bulb with a yellow and orange kicker, and then the 1x4 strips on either side.
Yes.
All right, let's go pick a background. So what are we thinking for this?
So I want as close to like studio gray or thunder gray as I can get.
All right, here we go. So from BackgroundTown, the Canyon backdrop. It's more of a Masters. Let's get this up. Okay, you ready? You feeling good?
I'm ready.
All right, good luck. Godspeed. Hey Siri, set timer, 12 minutes. I think I have this right on our eye. I'm looking, all right, you can see it just barely, that sliver.
Yeah.
So let's take a test shot, see what it's looking like. Time. That was an ambitious setup, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm glad you did it. I really haven't seen anything you gotten, so I'm excited. But that was pretty ambitious. I love all the colors that you're incorporating into it. What'd you think? How'd you think you did?
Well, I knew when I started it was either going to be an absolute disaster or it was going to be really freaking cool. So, I mean, what I have in camera I think I've got at least 4 or 5 really good usable images.
And I will concur. I don't think it was a disaster. I'm sure you got something on there. So good job.
Well, I think we got some stuff that looked pretty good in camera. We used lots and lots of gels. That's the most gels I've ever used on a photo shoot before. So yeah, I'm either gonna get it in Lightroom and freak out, or I'm gonna have something amazing.
All right, let's talk lenses from Canon. One of the lenses the creators have been using throughout the series is the 7200, and it's a great choice. We obviously have a lot of room here, but if you're a wedding portrait photographer and have any length of space, the 7200 is a perfect lens to get some compression. And compression is a big deal when you're photographing portraits, right? So if you go with a wide angle lens, features start enlarging. Ears get bigger, nose, forehead, whatever feature they have, you're gonna make it larger, and most people don't want that. So where you can, a lens like a 7200 is going to give you incredible compression. 100mm lens, 85mm lens will give you some compression, but the beast, the workhorse for my camera, right, I use an R5, is the Canon 7200 f2.8. So it's got great speed, great compression, great focus and sharpness all the way through. I think you'd be happy with a lens like this in your bag. Overall, you did good. Well, let's go.
All right.
It's time to pick, time to edit. Here we go, last one. All right, everybody, you know the drill. You're gonna have 30 minutes to pick and edit your images. Good luck to all of you. Hey Siri, set timer, 30 minutes. Good luck, guys. All right, judges. Today, challenge was 5 light creative portraits. Each one had 5 lights. There was a twist to the challenge. They only had 12 minutes for them to set up their lights, get dialed in, and get their shot. Previous challenges, though, we kind of got lights into position and then allowed them more time to shoot. So here, in many cases, they were down to 5 or 6 minutes before they could actually start shooting.
Okay.
But they did all, in fact, use 5 lights. All right, here we go. First image. Now there's only 3. First image.
Pretty sick.
Second image.
Oh, it's a great background choice.
This is my favorite background of
Yeah.
everything up there, and I was waiting all week for someone
I
to use
adore
it.
it. This is a great background choice.
Final image.
Oh gosh.
We'll go through it one more time. Image number 1.
Yeah,
I think I have it.
You want to just start talking about them?
let's talk.
First thing, you know, the pose. I would not normally pose someone like this,
Very sexy.
but it is incredibly sexy and very symmetrical. What I'm seeing is a top triangle, bottom triangle.
Well framed.
They chose to use a backdrop on the ground as well to kind of avoid some of that concrete distraction. I thought it was a very strong image. I just like the lines.
Man, you know what's killing me? I love this image, okay? This is like one of my favorites out of the 3. But you're gonna open up her legs like that, and then you're gonna point your finger right in the middle, and then you have a finger pointing right at your face. Like, just keep it like this.
Yeah.
You don't have to go like this. And you certainly don't point with the legs open. You don't do that.
I also would have taken away this white
The chair is definitely a mistake.
Still one of the best images. It's so powerful.
Very bold.
Freaking amazing background. The lighting on this is gorgeous, man. I love it. The hot light on the top's a little much. I think they could have toned that down. That's crazy to do that.
What's the golden? Is that a reflector or is that
She opted for a gold reflector to throw some tones on the skin. So, I mean,
So good.
right, one of the things that photographers get nailed on constantly is their inability to light people of color.
correct? I thought that was an inspired choice to add the gold in there.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Beautiful.
All right, next image.
This angle is too far.
Too high.
Too
with
high.
that hand.
You know,
Wow.
it's too high. Like, you're trying to show this, you're trying to show this power move. You gotta bring it down a little bit.
I think that, I don't know, what I think could have happened to make that better is not necessarily the problem, because that hand is on the waistline, but that right hand, to your point, is too high. I think had that right hand come down,
Down the
Left
hip.
hand.
slid it down, and then pushed everything up, and instead of those shoulders being almost parallel, kind of like that,
Yes.
I think that would have
And then
worked.
push that hip
That would have
out.
worked. Another thing is you could have used one hand to kind of push away that beautiful silky material, and then that would have given the hand context. Instead, both hands are framing, and this hand is framing so hard that it becomes a triangle, like a pinpoint, which points you in this direction.
Right.
Go
That
up
makes
to her
sense?
face.
It just doesn't do anything for the framing. This here is such a strong, sharp angles. Your brain thinks you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Does
My
that make
problem
sense?
here is actually color. Mud. It's muddy right through here. This is extremely muddy. That's why I like the first image.
That's a
So
great
it's just
point.
muddy
That's a
up
great
through
point.
here.
Yeah.
She's not that color. She's
No.
warmer, and they added these blue tones through here. The excellent backdrop,
You know,
but that's not
it's
the
not a
challenge.
background competition.
Yeah.
Right, it's a lighting
Yeah.
competition. She's a very femme girl, and they created very kind of muddy.
I don't know. The
masculine
details are
lighting.
in the shoulder.
No, but the coloring is
Oh,
where
I see, I
my
see.
concern is.
Yeah.
I'm in love with this one.
This one's my favorite, I think.
I got to challenge you guys on this
Go ahead.
because
Here we
the,
go.
the
It's gonna
bar,
happen.
the bar that has been set in every other challenge, we've got to make sure we're being consistent. I'm just seeing a hand out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Camera left.
Floating hand.
It is
Yeah.
beyond a floating hand, and we have hammered them on this.
If we just shop, because that would be an easy shop too.
I
If
agree.
we just shopped it out.
She could have shot a wider frame as well, and maybe she
Mm-hmm.
cropped in. We've seen them make cropping mistakes repeatedly. This to me is also
sloppy.
very sloppy.
Weird, funky cloning.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the good stuff though. We have rim lighting going on. Blue shoulders with a yellow light on the back, super cool. Blue light on the face with a red light illuminating her eye.
The color story here is
And then
great.
there's a hair light at the
The
top.
texture through the center of her face.
Yeah, this is great.
So good.
Nose breaking the cheek.
Yeah, nose break in the cheek, not the greatest, but cool profile picture.
Yeah.
And then there's that mistake.
Yeah.
So you have this and this, which completely, we all agree.
And some hair light, you know, we can see the texture of her hair.
That's great though.
All 5 images, they used 5 lights, right? So I know we're excited about the hair light because that's come up in previous challenges, but I would say that should not put any image over the top. And then just in this area too, right? There could have been a little bit of lift.
A little bit more.
I just don't want to see us get caught up in the excitement of color because they did an incredible job.
I just think the question is how much do we punish this person for this mistake? And I think it's a pretty bad mistake.
Yeah. In my opinion, if this were challenge number 1, challenge number 2, they'd get some latitude. But to be this deep into the competition, having watched people go home for these very reasons, this is why I cannot support this as a winning image. So we have our picks.
Yeah.
All right, let's pick our winner. All right, we are in lockstep.
Yeah.
We feel good?
We feel good.
All right, let's send it to print. All right, creators, this was a tough one. What'd you think of the overall 5-light challenge? Push you to your limits?
It's a lot.
Like never before.
Well, you all did good. You all produced really good images, especially in light of the last challenge. I think we laid into you guys a little bit. So everybody produced some good images, so definitely nothing to be ashamed of. But unfortunately, you know the drill. Someone has to go home here, and only 2 are going to move into the final round. First, let me introduce my fellow judges. To my left, Taylor Brumfield. She is a Westcott Top Pro, Tamron Ambassador, and a commercial product and beauty photographer. And to my right is fellow Canon Explorer of Light, Roberto Valenzuela. He is a fashion commercial photographer and best-selling author. All right, so the first image up is going to be our winner. Margot, congratulations. Great job, Margot. This was a very good image. A lot of things right with it, but it's not without its issues. And I'm telling you, you've got to figure this out, especially moving into the final round, because I'm telling you right now, these issues will not be overlooked in the final challenge. One of the biggest problems with this is the chair. It is the only white thing in the image, and so it's drawing our eyes to it. It is a 30-second or less removal in post-production, and you had 30 minutes for post-production. You also left her clips in there. There's no reason for that. And so what saved you is the complexity of the light, but I will tell you there is one specific thing that saved you. We all know as photographers, it can be very difficult lighting the skin of African Americans. And so what you did here, by choosing a gold reflector, just set your image above and beyond your fellow competitors for this challenge, and that won you a lot of points to offset that.
Congratulations. Image is incredible. That gold reflector was amazing. You have a strong pose, very strong, powerful pose. You opened up her legs, the dress is covering, it looks great. But then you have this finger just pointing right at her crotch. If you're gonna go there with the legs to get that power pose, you don't have to point attention to the crotch. And then you have another finger pointing without a bend straight to the chin, which is incredibly distracting. Fingers are pointers. Wherever a straight finger is, people's eyes are gonna go. If I point my finger like this and I'm talking to you, you will not be able to help but look where I'm pointing. So if I'm talking to you and I'm going like this, you'll be like, what's wrong with this guy? And if I'm pointing on my crotch, you won't be able to have a conversation with me.
I don't want to look at your crotch.
This is the problem with your image, and at this point, you survived, but if that was the case next time, it's out.
One other thing worth noting on the positive side that really I found interesting in the portrait was two triangles. So the top half of her body is a triangle, the way her arms are positioned, her shoulders, and the bottom part of her body is also a flip triangle. And that has to do with the way her legs were coming in. If her legs had stayed out or straight down, right, it wouldn't have had the same impact. And so we had a top triangle, bottom triangle. I found that compositional element to be very interesting in the portrait, and that's ultimately what led us to, along with the lighting and all the other things we've highlighted, to select you as this challenge's winner. So Margot, congratulations. We didn't get to finish, but Margot is the challenge winner, wins a 30 by 40 matte acrylic from H&H Color Lab. She's gone. Okay, all right, you two. You both did a very good job in your images, and so whoever ends up moving forward, congratulations. It's coming down to being nitpicky on certain things, right? That's where we're at in this competition. And so again, my hat's off to both of you. You both did an incredible job. Next image. Laura, move forward. Laura, congratulations on this image. This too is not without issue, okay? I don't know if you know what your issues are in this particular image.
know.
Exactly.
So there's a couple things that were excellent for us, and a couple things that really just kind of put you right back into the center of the trio. So the things that we really enjoyed were your very complex color story that still resolved really nicely. I wasn't overstimulated. A lot of times when people do a color story, especially with a ton of complementary colors, it just becomes too overstimulating, right? But this one resolved beautifully, and the tones that you ended up going with resolved beautifully. That's something I feel like all the judges really agreed upon. Two things that were really unfortunate for us were the hand. It feels like a floating
Just
hand.
floating hand.
I know. Every time. It's the hand every
But
time.
the thing is, I know you can shop, especially because it's in a shadow. That would have been an easy shop. There's no reason why you couldn't have gotten rid of that hand. The second thing is, I know you can shop. What is going on with the bust?
This is horrible.
It's messy, my friend.
You are so far beyond that, right? This is really bad.
Again, it's in shadow. That would have been an easy shop. There's no reason why you couldn't get that done, especially because you could edit this round. But I think what really saved the image here for me is, even though it was a cooler color story on the foreground, it was a warmer story in the back, and that complemented the model's skin and resolved visually.
Laura, congratulations. You're moving on to the final round.
Thank you.
Chris, what a run, my friend. You did really good. This was a good image. It was not a bad image at all, but there are things that tripped you up on this.
So something, obviously, being of color myself, being a Black woman, and so many of my clients are either brands that are owned by people of color or the models are people of color. Where I find the biggest area of opportunity for people who shoot, especially the deep dark skin tones, is not necessarily the light, it's the color grade. So where this fell short for me is in that color grade. I wish you had done a warmer grade here, especially with the model's specific skin tone. She has those warmer tones in her skin. Her skin cannot carry this cool grade, and so because it's too conflicting, her warm skin versus the cool grade, it becomes mud, especially in the shadows. So if you lean into, like, look at her leg, it's very muddy. There's nothing warm. It doesn't visually resolve, unfortunately.
I do have a question. We shot this with no gels. Did you cool it down in post?
I mean, not purposefully. I think I actually went too warm and then I dialed it back too far.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing like a lot of like blue and purpley tones, and it's conflicting with the reds and the goldens in her skin. It's becoming purpley and blue, but not in a flattering way. Laura had some flattering blue tones in here. This is just a muddy skin tone, unfortunately, and that's generally not something people are going to go for when they're shooting darker skin.
So you did a good job because you're framing, right? You're trying to frame and you're creating this like sculpture-like style thing. But take a look at the left arm. It's way high and it almost looks like this. Now what happens when you do this? You create an extreme sharp angle and your brain reacts like you're about to get hurt by that angle. So when you're trying to look at the image and then you see this super sharp thing, imagine if I'm talking to you and I go like this to you. Like you're gonna feel like, what's happening here? It's like a sense of danger. This is a spike for the brain, it's a red flag. If you have this glamour going on and you're trying to contrast it with some spikes, don't go so far where it becomes the total distraction. If you just would have gone down a little bit more, you would have been okay. The last thing is, when you do double frames, each triangle should not mirror each other.
A little more asymmetrical.
Exactly. One arm should go down, one arm can go up. and then you're still framing, but it doesn't look so contrived.
And I just want to add a little bit contrarian view on this. The pose didn't bother me as much. I don't mind the high hands. What got to me though were the shoulders, because they're both so high. The shoulders are almost parallel. They're almost flat. Where I think you could have gotten away with the hands that high, like I'm saying, contrary to what Roberto was saying, is if we had tilted those shoulders more. So now they're a little more asymmetrical. So you've got this kind of like big hero pose with her, shoulders going up. I think we could have gotten away with it. And so once those things got almost parallel, too close there, I think the hard edges of those elbows, to Roberto's point, really start becoming more prominent. So, Chris, you've had an amazing run, my friend. I hope you feel that you have grown as a photographer and as an artist, and you're proud of yourself for making it this far. But unfortunately today, your journey does not continue. Good luck, my friend. All right, for those of you watching at home, I'm sure you have an opinion on who you think should have won today's challenge. Go into the description, click on the link, head over to our Creator Series page, and you vote for who the fan favorite is for the winner for this challenge. We'll see you in the final episode.
I screamed in front of everybody. I am speechless. I am just so blessed. I am so grateful. I'm so honored that the judges chose my images. I have so much to learn, but I'm so glad that I made it this far. Second win. Hell yeah.
I can't say I'm not defeated. It's been a run. It's just a simple editing, not even mistake, but it's just a color grade thing. It happens. It's always something that even when you're working with clients, you can fix again and again at the short period of time to edit. You just have to make quick decisions. And I think I overwarmed it and then went back and then just went too far with it. So I still think it's a good image. I've been proud of every image that I've taken so far. So this late in the game, some days it just depends on how the judges are feeling that day. So super proud of the two ladies who are going on to the finals. Can't wait to see who wins.